Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to my channel. This is Dr. Ray. I am your wellness activator and home-based business mogul coach. One second, y'all. I meant to put this on before, but I forgot. If you are new to my channel, thanks for coming and taking a look at this video. If you are a previous prescriber, thank you for subscribing to the channel, and please like, share, and comment on this video. So this is November. It's November 2nd, 2020, and November is an awareness month for different medical concerns, and specifically I want to share with you 5 different ways that sugar might be wrecking your health, even if you don't have a diagnosis of diabetes. So before we get too much further into the 5 different ways I want to share with you now of how sugar can wreck your health, I want to talk about diabetes and kind of my own personal story, but we won't make it too long. So it is estimated that 34 million people suffer with type 2 diabetes in the United States. And I say suffer because diabetes can affect lots of different areas of your body, areas and organs of your body. And so you do suffer. I don't have diabetes, but it is estimated that 1 in 10 people do. Now, there's something you might have heard of and maybe you might not have heard of. It's called prediabetes. So what does prediabetes mean? It means that your sugars may still be normal, right? So diabetes is where your blood sugars are above normal. So we say by and large average for blood sugar in a fasted state, which means no food or sugary beverages in the system, should be about 70 to 110 milligrams per deciliter. So we want that less than 150, even if you've recently eaten. So with prediabetes, your sugars might still be in that range of 70 to 110, but your insulin is up. And your insulin is not quite as effective. And you can have just as many complications with prediabetes as diabetes. Yes. And it's estimated in the United States, there are 88 million people who have prediabetes. So that means 1 in 3. And I actually do have prediabetes. And there's several things that I've done in order to prevent me from going on to diabetes, and also to increase and improve my quality of life. So 5 ways that sugar might be wrecking your health. Some of these might be surprises and some of it might be familiar to you, but we're going to go over them and hopefully you'll find some value in this. So one of the first things that we can see is skin. Skin is profoundly affected by excess sugar. Excess sugar is a pretty common issue that we have. It's estimated that an average sized woman, should have about 5 teaspoons of sugar. Average male should have about 7, but by and large, we're getting 12, 20, even more teaspoons of sugar in the course of a day. But skin will show effects of excess sugar. So you might be saying, Doc, so what do you mean by that? So rashes, specifically yeast rashes, which we can be quite familiar with, especially after a course of antibiotics. Yeast infections are actually fed and actually can be worsened with excess sugar. So you have this yeast rash and it can cause athlete's foot, it can cause jock itch. Women can have yeast, we know. You can have it in your armpits. It can come up in all kinds of different ways. Some people will get thrush on their tongue, but if you're having thrush on your tongue, you definitely want to check with your medical care provider because you need to check on your immune system. But it can worsen rashes such as rosacea, eczema, and psoriasis. All of this can be aggravated by excess sugar. So your skin is one area we'll see the effects of excess sugar. Number 2, headaches. Yes, headaches can be brought on by excess sugar. Reason being is sugar doesn't just stay in your stomach or in your intestine. It goes through the bloodstream, and your brain has certain reactions to excess sugar in the bloodstream. I just finished watching a video by Dr. David Perlmutter. I might be saying that wrong. But he is the author of Grain Brain, in talking about how the brain can change with Alzheimer's. And that's the third thing, Alzheimer's. We know that with type 2 diabetes, that Alzheimer's risk quadruples. So it's even being said now that Alzheimer's is actually type 3 diabetes. So type 1 is the one that we think of with younger children. It's more genetic. It's less some environment, but less lifestyle based. It's more genetic based. And type 2 is more lifestyle based, even though we do see it run in families. Well, because diabetes quadruples your risk for Alzheimer's, they're now looking at that being called type 3 diabetes, which is awful. If you have a family history of Alzheimer's, there's some very definite things you can do as far as sugar intake to hopefully preserve your cognitive function, because Alzheimer's can be a progressive, overwhelming illness, and it's something that if we can do anything to prevent it or its severity, we want to do it, right? So number 4, we already kind of touched on it. Sugar can be wrecking our health by the development of type 2 diabetes as well as prediabetes. And of course, anyone who's a type 1 diabetic knows that one of the things they really have to watch out for is their carbohydrate and sugar intake. It can be so critical that it can actually, land them in the hospital. And that's not really what you want to do, because that means that you're having wide swings in your blood sugars, which can be very, very detrimental to your overall well-being and health. And lastly, gut health. Gut health is affected by excess blood sugar. And this is the thing, your gut health, as we've talked before in some of my other videos, I am the #1 gut health strategist. Gut health is important for our immune system. 70% of our immune system comes from there. Our gut is called our second brain. So it makes 90% of the serotonin, which is that feel-good hormone. It gives you a sense of well-being. So those things depend on gut health. And some of those other things that we mentioned in the first 4 things that can be wrecked by excess sugar in the diet, it's really all hinging upon gut health. But this is the thing. There's so many different ways that sugar comes to us that we don't realize that we are compromising our health, because it's just everywhere. It's ubiquitous. So there's certain things that you can do to minimize your risk of excess sugar. One of them I use on a routine basis because, like I said, I'm pre-diabetic, and this is not medical advice. It's purely educational. And I'm going to say again, this is not FDA approved. It's not a prescription. But I use this product on a pretty routine basis. Reason being, it blocks up to about 48% of carbohydrates. You take it right with your meal, or sometimes 30 minutes before. Usually I take it with my meal because that's when I remember it. But it's natural. It is gluten-free. And it's non-GMO. So if you would like more information about this product that can block up to 48% of carbohydrates, which then get turned into sugar in the blood, email me. I can get you more information on that. I really like it for the fact that, one, it's something I can do right then, especially if I know I'm having a heavier carb meal, which I try to avoid. I've made changes in the way that I eat. We have stevia as a sweetener. We don't have sugar, on our table. We don't buy lots of sweets and things like that. But truth be said, sugar is my downfall. So it's something that I battle with daily, and it's something that I have to be very conscientious about. But my block product does help me in that battle. But the other thing is just being aware that the consequences of excess sugar can be really life-changing, and not in a good way, in a bad way. So I definitely wanted to share with you today the 5 different ways that sugar can wreck your health. especially right now as we're dealing with the lockdown and the pandemic. We don't want our immune system compromised. We don't want to deal with headaches, and that then leads to more stress, and it can really compound things. So if you're looking for a natural alternative to kind of help you deal with the sugar craving beast, definitely check out that block. I like it. I've been using it for a while, and it works for me, and it's natural, which is nice. So this has been Dr. Ray. I am your #1 gut health strategist. You deserve to be in your best health, and it starts in your gut. Yes, your gut. I help my team members and clients take control and optimize their gut health so that they can have better moods, sounder sleep, healthier immune system, and have higher quality lives. If you're interested, I'm going to put a link in for my Facebook group, and also too, I'm going to put my email down below. Make certain to subscribe, like, share, and comment. I appreciate it, and I will see you on my next video.